Hey gamers, the first game I ever gave money to a Kickstarter for was the Networks. So today we're going to review the expansions to that game from my Kickstarter. On the Air, Telly Time, and the Executives. Let's check them out. Alright, so showing you everything in reverse order here. I just want to show what came with the Kickstarter set. You get these little TV tokens as the player markers, the score trackers. They're really nice. The remote controls, which basically determine turn order. The little TV antenna there, radio station, whatnot, it scores the round tracker. And then they gave you these clear cubes, which are completely worthless because you can't find them on your own board. And how it works on the Air is basically just extra cards you can put in your deck. That's basically all I want to talk about with that one. Telly Time, though, does add something different. You're going to get these, and as you see, any Telly Time cards are marked with the TT on there, so look for the TT. These come with, of course, British style cards, but it also is a new way to score genres. Now, the game gives you 3 new genres, which are talk shows, quiz shows, and children's shows. Special rule on children's shows, they must start at 8 p.m. That's their desired spot there. Now, you're going to get these little clear chips here, and basically what you're going to do is every time you archive one of those shows, instead of trying to get 3 of a kind or 5 of a kind, what you're going to do is you're just basically playing tic-tac-toe with these. So it basically determines, when you get 3 of a kind, then you will score your first genre bonus, which, as you know, is pulling 3 cards out of the ad deck or star deck and choosing one of them. And of course, as the game goes on, you'll be able to fill these up, and there's your second bonus, and then your third bonus could be there, there, or there, and then you get to go through the network cards, pick 3 of them, and choose one. I like how this genre bonus is done for Telly Time. It is really neat, it is really simple, and with the 3 additional shows, it makes it worth its while. Finally, you have the Executives. Basically, you're replacing your old player boards with new player boards here, and they have the female version of each type on the next page, even though that looks suspiciously still like a male. But anyway, so all these flip over to be, with the women. I do have the expansion called More Executives, which is basically these 2 cards here. So in the base game, all these will come with it. But basically, you're picking one, and it's going to give you some special powers in the game. You can see them at the bottom there. Now, the book lets you know what each one does, but it's fairly simple to read. For instance, Mr. Flicks here. I can go any time, where others have to do a 9, 10 o'clock slot. I can play any shows at any time. Doesn't matter if they're 9, 10, 8. I can put them anywhere I want. But the only time I lose points is when I switch out that genre. So if I had a comedy here and I replaced it with a drama, I'm going to lose 2 viewers because I replaced it with a different type of genre. So they each have their own little, special abilities you can have in the game. What you'll also do is you'll pick one of these top cards here just to determine who you are. I definitely want to be this taco here. That looks awesome. So you clip it onto that board, and basically this is your little individual score tracker you'll keep in the game. And of course, here's where your shows are, your green room, reruns, and archives like I spoke about. Now, in addition to the game, whenever you score a genre bonus, either in archives or if you're playing Telly Time, basically what you're going to do is for one of your turns, and usually it's going to be your first turn, you probably want to get one of these Mongol cards. Mongol cards are one time only, and they can give you certain powers in the game. For instance, Deep Pockets. Immediately get 15 million and 10 viewers. That's where you play it immediately. There could be cards that are one time only. So one time only, you can play this card. Or there are cards here that will give you, permanent powers, infinity powers in the game. This is guest stars. Basically, whenever a show requires a star, I can add an additional star to that and hopefully score more points. So these Mongol cards are very powerful, and you only get 1 per game. And as you see, it says here exact to let you know which expansion this is from. But That's the Mongol cards. Now, another cool thing they added was a pilot season. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to shuffle through this deck, pass out 3 cards to each player. They're going to look at these starting cards. They're going to pick one, pass the other 2 to the player on their left. They'll receive 2 more cards from this player, so I'd pick one of those, pass the last card, and whatever card I got left, this would be my lineup. See, I got one decent show here, but these shows are pretty good too because they come with extra bonuses. This one says draw the top star and get $1 million. Woohoo! This one here says, hey, drop the top star and top ad card. Whoa! So you basically get little bonuses on the ones that have little zeros on them, and for the ones that are decent, you know, you get the number, the viewers on there. And so you place that out, and that's kind of how the pilot season would go, before season 1 starts. Also, they give you these little cards that you'd randomly deal one out to each player. They're basically season 1 stars and season 1 ads. And the only way you can play these is on the first round, and it'll tell you that on the card. Rotate it, unless it is attached to a season 1 show. Rotate this unless it's attached to a season 1 show. So it kind of forces your hand to kind of get some of these. Of course, you may need stars and ads anyway, but you're going to start off with one of each right off the bat. And that is the executives. Final thoughts. What do I think about these games? You know what? Before I give my final thoughts here, let me just tell you something. This Kickstarter did not go as well as I had imagined. Meaning there was some confusion around Telly time. People thought it was a Kickstarter thing, and so we gave more money to it, and then we saw it came out in stores months before we got it. And the publisher did apologize for that, says a misunderstanding. But also, what took so long for this Kickstarter to come out? That's the thing that I'm wondering about, because there are Kickstarters that I funded 6 to 8 months after the network's executives Kickstarter went through, and I'm getting those games now. They are getting shipped to me now. So basically it's only 1 month. Now the thing is, as far as I can tell, this is just a couple of cards, maybe some punch out cardboard, player mats, and that's it. That's all they had. Where the other games that have coming in have miniatures and different shaped meeples, and the production is it would seem it would take way longer. So did they just not have their game together here, and that's why there were so many delays? I really don't know why. And so the reason I'm saying this is because by the time it had come in, I went from super excited to I didn't even care. I seriously was regretting getting the Kickstarter here, because I thought, man, after this many delays, and I have other things that are coming out, and I even thought about selling everything, just not even reviewing it because I was just so sick of it. I'm so glad I didn't know. I really like On the Air. I would play with this every single time. I've already shuffled in my deck, so it's already gone. But On the Air is extra cards, and that's well worth your time. Telly Time, I love the way you get genre bonuses. I'm playing with this every time. The networks, I love the pilot season. I love the Mongol cards. I love the executives. I'm probably playing with this every time. Unless someone's new, I may play the original version, but I don't even think they have to be, new to not get this. I don't think it's too much to add all of these little expansions to the game. So for me, I'm definitely doing that. I think it just raises the game up on my collection there. I really like it a lot more than I did. So I'm glad I didn't sell it. I'm glad I was proven wrong. Don't know if I'll be throwing anything else at them for Kickstarter anytime soon, but for what I got, it is well worth my money and worth my time. All right, gamers, that's all the time I have for now. Until next time, game on.